Hey guys! Welcome back to my channel. It's Kelsey. That's Leia. I don't know what she's doing. What are you doing? What are you doing? So this will be my February TBR. For the shortest month of the year, I have the most books I've probably ever put on my TBR, but I digress. We're just gonna get into it. I'm gonna split this up into separate parts. So first is going to be the books I am currently reading. As for the two books I need to read for school, the first one is Brother by David Shariandri. This is the story of two Trinidadian brothers who grew up in Scarborough, Ontario, and the lives that they face being people of color in this neighborhood and the repercussions of being involved in different incidents in the neighborhood, and how the people of their town view them later on. I'm about 100 pages into it. It's very short. It's 165 pages on my Libby app. So I'm definitely gonna get that one done today. I'm really enjoying it. I think it's an interesting message that is presented within the novel, and I can't wait to discuss it with my class tonight. The next book I need to read for school is Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. So I am 222 pages into this book, exactly 50%. I needed to read that for today, the day I'm recording this. Basically, I have a relationship with Jane Austen where I don't really like books of the 18th and 19th century, but I want to enjoy Jane Austen. So I bought these pretty colors. I even have later on in my TBR, I'll show you for the books I need to read for school. So I bought these books in the hope to trick my mind into liking them, and I think it's working because so far I'm really enjoying Sense and Sensibility. This is basically a story of the two main characters in the story are Eleanor and, oh my gosh, Marianne, and basically it's their relationship with one another and them finding love and how they view society's expectations upon them. Marianne is very frivolent and doesn't really care what people think about her and will speak her mind and doesn't really care about the consequences, whereas Eleanor is the older sibling, so she's very like proper, understands like how to act amongst society, how to act when it comes to talking to other people, what her role is in society as an older sibling. So it's a really interesting look at love, at marriage, and about sister relationships, and I really am enjoying it. I think it might be because I'm an older sister, I can relate heavily to Eleanor, but I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm really excited to finish this. And then the third book I am currently reading right now is King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo. As soon as I got this book, I knew I had to read it right away. This is following King Nikolai after the events of the Grisha trilogy and the Six of Crows duology, which you saw that I finished back in January, and I will wrap that up in my wrap-up. But this is following Nikolai afterwards and how he's dealing with the fact of being the King of Scars, and if you read the books then you'll know why he's referred to as that. And I don't know, I'm not that far into it right now. I'm about 50 pages, but like already like so many things have happened and I'm just ready to be destroyed. And that's it. I don't know anything about this and I don't want to know anything about this. I just want to read it all. So, excellent. And now for the rest of the books I need to read this month. So I have a couple of books I need to read for class. I have White Noise by Dawn DeLillo. Honestly, I've been trying to find a summary for this book and I just really don't understand what it's about. It seems to be that there is this professor named Jack and he has his wife Babette and their offspring, so their kids, and they're navigating a rocky passages of family life. An industrial accident occurs and it unleashes an airborne toxic event. A lethal black chemical cloud floats over their lives. The menacing cloud is a more urgent and visible version of the white noise. So radio transmissions, sirens, microwaves. So I don't know. We'll see if I like this. Then I have Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. If you watched my worst books of the year, you'll see that Pride and Prejudice was on that. I need to reread it now, and I'm hoping that I will enjoy it more. This is the story of Lizzie Bennet as she navigates life trying to find a husband, and it's put into contrast with her love interest. What is his name? Oh my god, people are gonna be screaming at me. What's his name? Mr. Darcy. And how they fall in love, I guess. because they're both very prideful and prejudiced, I guess. I don't even remember really what the book is about. I've just seen so many adaptions that I figure I know what this is. But it's it's like the most loved hate to love book, and I love hate to love books, so I want to enjoy this. So here's hoping February is the month that I like this. Then I have Out of My Skin by Tessa McWatt. So this is the story about Daphne Bard as she leaves her family behind for a new start in Montreal, which is where I'm from. And this change in life occurs as she's trying to search for her biological parents. So this I'm reading for my Indigenous Diaspora class, and I need to do a project on it, so I'm really excited to get into this. It looks very interesting and it sounds very interesting. I love books that take place in Montreal, obviously, since I'm from here. So I'm hoping that this gives me like a keen eye on the book. And yeah, I don't want to know anything else about it. It seems like it's going to be a very heartfelt contemporary, and I'm excited to give this a go. The last book I need to read for class this month is Rabbit Redux by John Updike. Like with most classic American literature of the time, which is the time of my class, I don't really understand what is happening in these books. Basically, Harry Rabbit Angstrom is a former athlete who has become a paunchy 36-year-old conservative, and Eisenhower's becalmed America has become 1969's lurid turmoil of technology, fantasy, drugs, and violence. Rabbit is abandoned by his family, his home invaded by a runaway and a radical, his past reduced to a ruined inner landscape. Still, he clings to semblances of decency and responsibility and yearns to belong and to believe. So, great. Then I also need to read Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins. This is for the Hunger Along, where every month we read a different Hunger Games book. Last month was the Hunger Games, this month is Catching Fire. This, if I remember correctly, so basically this one is after the events of the Hunger Games. There is rumors about an uprising occurring in the districts, and it is the result of how Katniss and Peeta acted within the Hunger Games. In this book, they go on the victory tour where they meet everybody as the victors of the Hunger Games, and things ensue. I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to go back into it because I kind of don't remember what happens, but I just remember this one being my favorite. So I really want to go into this blind and just fall in love with the story again. I'm really excited that this read along is happening and that I can fall in love with Katniss and Peeta again. And as you know, I love Peeta. So the next books I need to read are for the Contemporary-a-thon. The Contemporary-a-thon is a readathon occurring from February 11th to February 17th. It is hosted by Chelsea from Chelsea Darling Reads, Julie from A Pages and Pens, Natasha from My Reading is Odd, and Melanie from Mel to the Any, which I will leave all the links down below for the readathon and what it entails. I'm just going to be looking at my computer for the challenges just so I don't forget them. But basically, there are 7 challenges and I'm trying to read 5 books for it. So doable. It's doable. So for the challenge to read your most recently acquired contemporary novel, I'm reading Dress Codes for Small Towns by Courtney Stevens. This is about a girl named Billy who has this group of friends in her town, and they all love each other very much, and it's a coming of age story where Billy wonders like how she loves all of them, how well she knows them. It's about Billy understanding love on her own terms and trying to upkeep the peace within her group. It sounds really adorable. This is one of Books and Lala's favorite books, so I really want to get into it and fall in love with it as well. I'm also reading this for Read a Book with Blurple on the front cover, which is a mix of blue and purple. So as you can see, it has both of those. The next challenge is to read a diverse contemporary, and for this I'm going to be reading Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds. This is the story about a boy who his brother was recently killed, and as he's riding down an elevator to shoot the person who murdered his brother, he meets different ghosts along the way on every floor. This is a spoken word novel, and I'm probably going to read the audiobook because it's narrated by Jason Reynolds, and I'm really keen to read this because it is one of the books I really wanted to read last year and I didn't, so I'm excited to read that. The next challenge is to read a dark or taboo contemporary, and I'm probably going to put Long Way Down for that challenge because it discusses police violence and brutality among Black youth in America, so I will be reading that. The next challenge is to read a contemporary you meant to read in 2018 but didn't get to. Last year I really wanted to read The Miseducation of Cameron Post because the movie was coming out. This is by Emily N. Danforth, and it is about a young girl who recently discovers that she likes girls. After her parents die, she is sent to live with her aunt, who unfortunately sends her to a conversion therapy camp because she's struggling with her sexuality. I really want to read this book. It's gorgeous. It has rainbow sprayed edges. I think Contemporary-a-thon is the perfect time to read this. This could also work for a darker taboo read, but like I said, I'm doubling up, so a lot of them work for any other. The next challenge is to read a contemporary in a non-traditional format, and for that I will be reading My Brother's Husband Volume 2 by Gengoro Tagami. This is volume 2, so I'll talk about volume 1, but it's basically about a man from Canada who goes to Japan after his husband's death to reconcile with the man's twin brother and his loving little daughter. And I loved volume 1 so much. I read it for the last Contemporary-a-thon and I'm so happy I did. This is so cute, such a cute manga series, and I can't wait to finish this off. I'm so excited to see where it goes, and I love this little found family so much. Oh my gosh. After that, I will be reading for the challenge, read a contemporary with a picture on the spine, so it has a picture. This is Orange Volume 2. This is contemporary, but I'm stretching it. This is basically about a group of kids who meet this new kid in school, and after they meet him, they receive a bunch of letters from their future selves that tell them how to act with this young boy so that it prevents his death in the future. And I really just want to finish this series off. I know it's going to be heart-wrenching, and I really enjoyed volume 1, so I just want to finish this off as well. The next books that I want to read, oh my god, I have way too many books. So I have Homegoing by Ya Jessie. This is a generational novel. It follows two half-sisters, Afia and Essie, who are born into different villages and thus experience different hierarchies. One is captured in the raid in a village and imprisoned in a castle, and the other has married to an Englishman who owns that castle that imprisons her half-sister. So I know this will be like heart-wrenching, and I think it follows their children afterwards. Fairly short, so I really think I could get to this month, and I really want to. The next book I'm gonna try to get to this month is an arc. It's A Place for Wolves by Kosoko Jackson. This is saying that it's very reminiscent of Aristotle and Dante Discovered the Secrets of the Universe, which I loved, is one of my favorite books. This is about a young boy named James Millis who is not sure if he could forgive his parents for dragging him away from the life that he knows when they move. A young boy named Thomas enters his life and the story ensues. So I can't wait to read this. I'm really excited. This arc has been really hyped. It comes out April 2nd, so I really want to get this done so I can write my review for it. And finally, it's time to pick my top 24 books I need to read in 2019. If you watch my video, you know that I'll have 12 fiction and 12 nonfiction, or 12 fiction, 12 nonfiction. I don't remember. It's been so long. And all I'm hoping is that I get easy reads this month, please. And if I don't feel like they'll fit in, or I feel like they're too long for this month, I'm putting them back. This is the one month where I have so much fucking shit to read that I can't be pulling out Goldfinch from the fiction. It's not gonna happen. It's not going to happen. So let's get into it. I don't know which one you are. I'm pretty sure this is nonfiction. Oh! This is perfect. So, the book I chose for my non-fiction choice is 21 Things You May Not Know About the Indian Act. Basically, in Canada in 1876, the Indian Act was created to dictate and constrain the lives of the Indigenous communities we have in our country. And this is a book by Bob Joseph that explains the things that white Canadians or Canadians in general might not know about this Indian Act and how it affects the lives of the people in our country. This is fairly short. I'm very happy to have picked this one out. And now for the fiction one, which is The Scariest. Ooh! Alloy of Law by Brandon Sanderson. Let me go get that one. So, Alloy of Law by Brandon Sanderson is a continuation of the Mistborn series. If you saw my best books of 2018, you'll know that I read the Mistborn series in 2018 and absolutely fucking adored it. And this is a continuation where it occurs kind of in like the Western America version of our history. So it's the Mistborn where people are able to control metals with their bodies, but they have guns. So I'm really excited to see how that continues. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, the lives that we read in the first Mistborn trilogy are kind of like the religion of this world. So happy I picked this one. Wow, what a good 2 choices that could have occurred to me. That's it. That's a lot of books in 28 days. I don't know how the hell I'm gonna do this, but wish me luck. And like this video, dislike this video, subscribe down below, leave me a comment. Have you read any of these books? Don't spoil King of Scars. And that's all I can say. I don't know how to end these videos, so I will see you next time. Bye!